I got my own place.
What college did you go to?
I went to the Art Institute and I got a degree in culinary arts and restaurant management. So I started as a chef.
FIT?
No, the Art Institute.
Where's that at?
Well, it was downtown on Barrett Street.
How long you been cooking?
So I started as a chef in 2004, July 2004, and then worked my way up, became a restaurateur in 2011, and then decided to go full-time with DJing in 2015.
You still have a passion for cooking?
I love it, and I'm really actually great at it.
Now you cook up music, cook up food, cook up music.
And films too.
Oh, films too.
Yeah.
Get into that. We have 3 cooks in the house. I'm an ex-cook. This guy that's probably over here stealing patches, he's actually a cook also. He's a great cook. We both actually, we gave up meat around the same time that we met also. So we both like, hey, come on, man. Come on.
I didn't know you can even hear me.
I thought you was grown, man.
No, I'm not. I'm living like 21 forever, bro. You already know.
Yeah, get some background stuff. Yeah, he's a great cook. I'm a great cook. That's dope. We love food.
Hell yeah! I mean, who doesn't? I feel like it's the heart of, like it's the door
and it's
to
a
many
blessing
hearts.
it is the door to many hearts. They say food is a way to a man's heart.
For sure.
I feel like that's
And
the way
women
to
too.
anybody's heart.
Hell yeah!
Who the fuck don't love
Good food, delicious food.
Turn it to the regular. That's just took a picture. Just put it to the pictures.
And by the way, we're on the 27-minute mark. All right.
Yeah. All right.
So when I started feeling like I wasn't fulfilling my full potential, it really got me depressed as well. And so it was just like back-to-back losses plus me not feeling fulfilled. All of that then caused me to really get severely depressed to the point where I didn't want to even live anymore. Like I had no desire. And that was hard because I've always been a happy person. So to experience that was one of the biggest challenges in my life.
The sad part is we think we're so strong. And you can be strong-minded, you can be strong-hearted, strong-willed, but you don't know what it is that can happen to you that could take you under and actually take you out of that happy place.
And I feel that because of back-to-back losses and me not knowing, because I was young, how to navigate, and I didn't have a mentor, it was just a lot of pressure. And just also, I feel...
Keyword mentor. That shit is very, very important. Very, very important and instrumental to your growth, man.
Yeah, and avoiding mistakes.
It helps you avoid mistakes and many years of having to go through trial and error, man.
Word. So, I think maybe like a year later, I just prayed because I tried and I couldn't snap out of it. So I just prayed and I begged for guidance. I begged for, like, just help me get out of this because I was just...
Are you spiritual?
Super spiritual. I mean, I grew up Christian, super Christian, Pentecostal to be exact. I went to church multiple times a week. And I loved it. No, don't get it twisted. I loved it because...
I don't know the difference between Pentecostal and regular old school Christian.
Some are more religious than others. And so Pentecostals are super religious because they follow a lot of the laws that are in the Bible. And so I really enjoyed the structure that religion gave me. And I really enjoyed worshiping. Like, that was my favorite part, going to church and worshiping. I had a lot of fun doing that. And I just loved, I loved it. I enjoyed it.
I've been on a journey, a spiritual journey for the past 3 years. And I only want to do good. So I want to get baptized. Because I feel like when you keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, it's called insanity.
Right.
And I don't want to be insane.
And it's okay to be, crazy, because I feel like we all got, some crazy in us.
It's a thin line between crazy
when
and
you're
passionate.
insane and doing the same shit over and over and it's not giving you the results that you want, That's not good. You gotta do
I
something
want to be
different.
passionate. I don't want to be crazy. It's a thin line between crazy and passionate. But if you never lost your mind, then you never followed your heart.
I feel that when I was younger, not having my pops around because he got pinched 2 months before I was born and did a few years because of living a fast, lean life, it really did something to me where I saw how you could be wealthy and it could be taken away from.
Yeah, that's why you have to be appreciative. And, you know, you just got to be respectful of your journey.
Well,
because
for
we
me,
can easily switch places at any given
for
time.
me, it's like I'd rather work 3 times harder than the average human being and know that this is mine and no one can take it away from me.
Without having to look over your shoulder.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I have a lot of friends that only lived to enjoy that for maybe 2-3 seasons.
Right.
And then after that, you're doing 25 years. My best friend doing 23
Right.
years right now.
Or if you're not doing years, you're dead.
Yeah, or dead.
My dad died when I was 8 years old.
Wow.
He was murdered. And it was heartbreaking because even though my dad was locked up for most of my childhood, we was actually close. I used to see him every week. My mom took me every week to visit my dad. And we used to talk multiple times a week. So we actually had a very close relationship, probably closer than some kids that actually live with their dad. Because nowadays, you don't really see parents interacting with their kids like that. I mean, some do, and they're great parents, but some parents in the hood are not great parents. They
The
don't.
majority.
Right. And so even
You do the
though,
bare minimum.
you know, even though my father and I, we didn't live in the same household, we were really close, and I loved my pops. And so it really hurt me when my pops got murdered, and it did something to me. Like, I truly value the people that I love, and I don't take them for granted because I know today's not promised to none of us. Like, right now, it's not promised to any of us.
Nope.
So every day I truly live my best life. I live life to the fullest. I do my best to like be fulfilled and happy. And there's nothing that I like. There's no limit. You know what I mean? Like every day I feel like we should be. If we're not doing something that is
instrumental to our future,
right? Like what are we doing?
or our passion,
Right? What are we
then
doing?
What the fuck are you doing?
Or that's like making the world a better place, or like elevating the human family. What are we doing? Wasting
What are
time.
you doing to help others?
Right.
How are you making someone else's life better?
Right.
How are you making your life better?
So I wasn't tapped into my purpose because I feel like that's our purpose. Every human being is here for that purpose, and I wasn't tapping in.
Inspire or retire?
I wasn't tapping in, and so I believe that's why I was so depressed. And so when I begged God and I asked God to please help me, because I was tired of feeling miserable and I wanted to feel happy again, I came across this book called The Four Agreements.
That's my book. I love that book.
By Don Miguel Ruiz. And that book was a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really started like becoming a lot more spiritual.
Was 48 laws.
Oh, that's another
That's
great
another good one.
I had to read that one multiple times.
Yeah.
Just keep reading over and over. You can read it.
It's like the 7 spiritual laws of success.
Oh yeah, that's Chopper.
Yeah.
That's another good
You
one.
can. That's one you can keep with you for life. You can
Yeah.
read that over and over again.
Yep.
You heard that, guys?
Another one for you.
Read more books.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna lie. If you guys hear us in the background, we just discussed books that you could take with you, read over and over, learn from. We do
Force
read in
versus
here.
Power. Very good book.
I haven't read that one.
Very good book. Force versus
Another game changer is The Game of Life and How to Play It. It's a short book, but it's powerful.
We're going to list these books.
Word.
You're going to list them. My man behind the camera, he's going to list them.
So Tuna, I ended up after that. That's when I made the decision to go full time with the DJing. Like just a few months after that, and I actually spoke to enough about it because we went on this retreat to the Dominican Republic. I went to the retreat with the heavy hitters, and for those that don't know who the heavy hitters are, they're the most elite DJ crew in the world. All of the DJs all of the DJs that belong to that crew, they're big time DJs. And here I was, a baby DJ. I wasn't even DJing professionally yet amongst the heavy hitters. So I got to actually
Shout out to the heavy hitters.
Yes. And shout out to every DJ, whether you're just starting or you're well known. Shout out to every DJ, because it truly is an art and it takes a lot of passion and skill to be a great DJ.
Since we're doing shout out to everybody that's just following their dream. It take a lot to follow your dream. It take a lot to just go ahead and do something that people don't believe in, that no one believes in but you. And I know how hard it is. So shout out to everybody that's out there following their dream.
Oh yeah. It takes a lot of courage.
It takes a lot.
Because it's easy to be.
A lot of balls.
It's easy to be,
to fit in.
To fit in with society says
blend
it's
in.
normal.
But we wasn't made to blend in.
Because
if we to stand out.
If we were to follow everybody, and there would be no innovators, there would be no Apple, there would be no MADEINBODEGA, there would be no factory.
Thank you for
you know
that.
what I mean?
I didn't even think of that. There wouldn't even be no MADEINBODEGA. Yeah.
So man, when I decided to go full time with it, it was. Oh wait, before I tell you that part. So after this retreat, and I saw how these DJs was really living for following their dreams, I said, oh man, I can actually monetize off of this DJ thing. Because remember, I never did it for the money. I was just doing it for the love of the art.
Yeah,
but when I saw
you do things out the heart, the money comes.
when I saw you could actually make money, that entrepreneurial light bulb went on, and I said, okay, I'm gonna make some money off of this too. I was on my I want to get more ways of income to generate more income. And so a few months later, I ended up having a conversation with Enough, like, I'm thinking about doing this full time. And so he told me, and I wanted to get his feedback, his advice, and he told me no. He didn't think it was a good idea. He actually told me that I have a good thing going on with being a restaurateur, and I'm already made, so it made no sense because it's gonna be hard starting.
But was it fueling your purpose though?
Bingo. And so when I started expressing that to him, he actually told me, okay, well, if you're gonna do this, there's just one thing, I have to the advice he gave me is don't do it part-time, do it full-time. And so on April 7th, 2015, I went full throttle with it.
So, looking back at it, do you feel like you made the right decision?
Absolutely. And let me tell you, that first year, 2015, fucking hard. I didn't even make $1 from DJing.
Of course.
And I was outside, I was with the promoters, I was with the club owners, I was with the DJs. And I'm talking about the DJs that are successful. You know what I mean? So I was outside. But I was spending more money than what any money was coming in. I was on my pussy shit, just spending. Because
you were investing.
Right.
And a lot of times when you invest in yourself, it's not a for sure thing that you're actually going to make $1. Most businesses, they don't even make $1 in the first. They don't even make a profit for 5 years. So I always tell people, so are you sure this is what you want to do? So are you willing to do this for the next 5 years and not even make $1? Can you do that for the next 5 years and not make $1? Then you're like, man, I don't know. So if you don't know, that means you're unsure. Mm-hmm. And if you're unsure, that means you're going to be lost. Mm. So you know what? You're not made to be a boss. Mm. So keep doing what the fuck you doing because you're not made for this. Hennessy didn't make $1 for the first 5 years. Fucking the guy who made 5-hour energy drink. He didn't fucking become rich and shit didn't pop until his 22nd business. Wow. Imagine being a black or brown person in our generation and you create 21 businesses and each one failed. Imagine, just imagine doing 3. Imagine what your mom or your daddy or your grandma gonna say. Right. Well, Tuna, I don't know about this.
Right.
I don't think you made to run no business because this is your third failed business. I think you need to go get a real job.
A real job.
I can hear them right now.
A real job.
They was telling me this shit for years. You're not going to make no money off of clothes. You cutting up old clothes. Ain't nobody going to buy that. You need to get you a real job, get you a trade. You know, we need some plumbers. I'm like, I don't know how to fix no damn sink. Get the fuck out of my face.
And yo,
sink.
Shout out to the plumbers. Shout out to everybody that has a job.
Yep.
Because I don't knock anyone for having a job. You're doing what you got to do.
But if you're doing what you got to do every single day to feed yourself, but that's what your mind is telling you to do. But your heart is telling you, and you're a plumber, and your heart is telling you that you could be the next Picasso, then that's on you to choose heart over mind. And sometimes it's not easy. And
no,
I know
it's not.
We all gotta
and sometimes you have to work harder and more than the average person if you want to fulfill your dreams. Meaning,
yeah, because a lot of people think being an entrepreneur is easy.
Sometimes you need to have a job to pay your bills.
Yep.
And then after work on your business.
And when your side business is making 6 times what your regular job is, then that's when you should. But if you really, really feel like you're a for sure bet, then it's not a risk. It's a for sure bet.
So shout out to the people that have jobs because, you know, not everyone's meant to be an entrepreneur.
So no shade to people that have a real job.
Yeah.
Well, no shade to people that are working
to their dreams.
Average Joe jobs. And everybody's not meant to follow their dreams. I feel like we are meant to, but everybody just don't have
the courage
or the courage to follow their dreams.
Yeah.
Because
and that's okay.
I was a chef for 2 rich idiots in Long Island City 3 years ago, and they talking to me like they crazy.
Yo, so
and
no shade to
Uber,
the people.
Lyft. I worked for a maid service for 3 years, so I'm not sitting here talking out of my ass. I did all of these jobs. I done cried in my Uber, sleeping in my car, almost getting robbed 3 times, working 14 hours in Uber with no TLC, because you need a TLC in New York, but in Jersey you don't, and making literally $110. And then have to sleep for 3 hours and then drive back to Jersey to go do another 14 hours. So I went through a lot of trials and tribulations to get here, and I had to just say literally, fuck it. And I quit everything. So you gotta lose out on the dates. You might lose out on your bitch. She might be like, yo, this nigga's a bum now. You're gonna have to lose out, but it's not really a loss when you're building and working towards your dream.
It's an investment.
It's not an investment. Like I always see the posts on IG. Oh, you gotta lose out on parties. You gotta lose out on the friends. You gotta lose out on the trips. Just sit it out. Sit it out 2-3 years. Work on your dream. It's really real. It's a sacrifice. And, you know, things that come easy don't last long.
Right.
And things that last long don't come easy.
Right.
That's why all these people you see, you know, no shade to the scammers and no shade to the people out there, you know, making penitentiary chances. But a lot of those things don't last.
Right.
So these young people are seeing this, but that person that you're jealous of because he's driving his fancy car, when the season is over, he won't have that fancy car. So you got to really sit down and ask yourself, do you want to be here for a season or do you want to be here for a reason?
And I do believe it's an investment. And the reason why I believe it's an investment is because
it's your life.
It will pay off.
It's your life.
It will pay off.
The biggest investment you will ever make in your life is in yourself. It's in yourself. It always makes me crazy to think people really cannot sit and invest in themselves for 5 years, but really will go work for somebody else for 40, 50 years, 60 years.
Right.
Why? Because you have a guaranteed paycheck. Ain't nothing guaranteed in life. You could go work for somebody tomorrow and you could get hit by a car.
Not only that, but some of these people, some of these employers, you'll sacrifice for them, right?
And
for
you're drop dead on the job, and they will replace you tomorrow. They won't even cut a cake for you.
And some of them will even get rid of you when they're able to get somebody to do it for less money.
Less money.
That's the messed up part about some of these employers.
Yep.
However, I do believe each and everything that you just said, Tuna, because I feel we're living proof that you can fucking make it. Maybe
You're standing in it. And you know, I've only been open for 3 months, but 3 years ago, I was sleeping on the floor in my grandmother's apartment, teaching myself to sew. I only taught myself to sew 3 years ago. And now you're standing in my dream that was in my head. I had a little sign that said MADEINBODEGA. A little sign from Michael's or some shit. Said MADEINBODEGA. Now you're underneath a big sign and lights. And now I'm interviewing you right now in one of my dreams. Literally, you're standing in my dreams. So somebody that was in three juvenile facilities before 14, somebody who done been locked up, somebody who done been stabbed, somebody who done been ran over, somebody who done been shot at, somebody who said that
somebody that actually slept on the floor.
Slept on the floor. They told me clothes will never make you no money. They said nutcrackers will never make you no money. I'm living proof. Don't listen to nobody. When they try to tell you who you are, don't believe them.
You got to be your biggest fan. You have to believe more than anyone else.
Even if you're just the only one that can see it.
Because the only way to get everyone else to believe is if you truly believe.
Because people only do what they see you do. So a lot of people say, they sleeping on me, man. They sleeping on me. They sleeping on me, yo. No. You're sleeping on yourself. People only do what they see you do. So ain't nobody sleeping on you. You're sleeping on yourself.
Right.
Because if you wasn't sleeping on yourself, you wouldn't give a fuck
what anybody thinks or says.
So if you're still caring about what anybody thinks of you, then you're not ready.
Right. And I really believe you got to change your mentality. You got to change the way you speak, and you got to change the way you feel. Because in order to truly attract, by the way, that Game of Life and How to Play It, that book, that's what this talks about. This book talks about specifically this. How you're able to manifest and create the life that you want by using the power that we have within us. It's ancient knowledge that's been passed down. It's just a lot of people keep it on the hush-hush because they're greedy and don't want others to be, successful. However, I believe there's more than enough bread to go around the table. And so therefore, I'll pass this ancient knowledge to everybody viewing this. Be very, very conscious of the thoughts that you allow yourself to have, because it's kind of like you got to train yourself to think a certain way. And be careful about the words that you choose to use, and be careful about your feelings. Do not allow your circumstances to dictate how you think, to dictate what you say, to dictate how you feel. We must allow our thoughts, words, and feelings to dictate our circumstances. I got this from that book, The Game of Life and How to Play It. It transformed my life. It truly was what helped me get to the next level. And I believe people like Oprah and Drake, like they all talk about this because it's ancient knowledge that, people get blessed with. And when they're able to apply it, it really does help you manifest the life that you want. And I'm not saying that shit, happens overnight. That's not what I'm saying. But I do believe that I was able to manifest this life that I currently have because of applying that knowledge, that power that we all have.